Alright, welcome back everybody to Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. We're going to go over the ROM Havoc OS for the Nexus 6P or Angler. We're going to go ahead and get into settings on this. This is Android version Oreo. Or let's see here, Nexus 6P 8.1.0. Again, that's Oreo. I don't know how I missed this ROM. I was looking for a lot of Pi ROMs for the Nexus 6P, guys. I'm going to admit I haven't used my 6P in quite a while. I decided to pick it up and just start using it, and I wanted to see what all was out for this device. I have had a heck of a time with my Pixel getting it to focus and stay focused. My last video I did, the video review, it was slightly off focus. I'm going to really keep an eye on it this time, guys, for you. I did take the theme that I had on it off, just so you guys could see a lot clearer. And I know that you want to see the big thing about this ROM, and that is going to be the custom features. And one of the things that I have to bring up right away is this thing is loaded with custom features. I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware this is LOS based. It's not AOSP based, it is LOS based. They did borrowed features from some other ROMs. They would be AICP, CR Droid, and OmniROM, and obviously LOS, which is Lineage. But we're going to go ahead and go through the Havoc settings. And guys, there's a lot of them here, so this video is going to be a little long because I'm going through every one of these settings. So first up is going to be the status bar. You have tap to sleep, brightness control, clock style, right, center, left, hidden. Then you have your clock and date. You can set that up however you want. They do give you a battery bar. Thank goodness for that. I love the battery bar. I'm glad that they included that. Your battery style. I'm running with the square one, but they give you the ordinary icon. You have circle, dotted circle, text, and hidden. Your battery percent placement. If you want to hide it, you can also hide it. Bluetooth battery status, battery saved color. You have your volt icon if you want to show or not. I'm not sure if volt works. I am on Verizon, so you know I think volt works on Verizon. I really haven't tested it on this ROM, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't really tested all the features to this. I've tested the features that I use, okay? So if you have any questions on some of the features, go to the thread, ask them. Go to the Google Plus community. I'll put all the links down in the bottom. Make sure that you hit those people up on those threads and communities to find out anything that I may have missed. There's the rest of it. Let me see here. Oh, you have your quick pull down. You can go right, left, or off, you know, or on always. They do have a logo. I like that. I do have it shown. You can actually change that color if you want. You could go, you know, whatever color you wanted. I had it blue. I kind of liked it there, but we'll change it to green. You can switch the location, left or right, and you can change the, you know, the style. But, you know, the way I look at it, it's Havoc ROM. I want to run their logo. You know, when I run Resurrection Remix, I run their logo. So, that's actually a feature that I like. Also is your carrier label. You know, you can display a custom label if you want. You can have it only on your lock screen if you want. You know, all the settings are there. And then you have your system tuner icon, which is basically allowing you to turn on or off any of the icons that you want to show or not show in your status bar. Up next is going to be quick settings. This is where you can adjust the rows and columns. I have mine set up for 3 columns, 4 rows. And for those of you that don't know how to set this up, you know, how to put all these in, you hit this little edit icon, and all the way in the bottom, you actually grab and pull to add them into your quick settings. All right, if you don't like them, pull it down to remove it, okay? And then all you do is press the back button, and all that stuff will be saved in your quick settings, okay? So that's how you put icons in your quick setting. This is how you set up the rows and the columns. They do have, you can add or remove some of the tiles in your small columns as well. So when you pull it down once, you have your small icons. You can actually put more in there if you want, or take some away if you want. Also, if you noticed, see that color, that purplish tint? I did that with blur, and we're going to get to that. This has blur in it too. All right, you have your QS elements, which is your tile title if you want it to show, your music track, vibrate on touch, brightness slider, you have your icon. Clock style if you want that in your quick pull down. Show running services. Let me see your disable your quick, that little edit button I showed you guys. You can disable that if you want. Say you want to hand your phone off to your child, you don't want them to mess with it, turn that off, then they can't screw with changing your settings there. All right, next up is going to be panels. This is your opacity if you want to adjust that. I don't really mess with mine, I leave it the way it is, but there's how you do adjust it if you want to. Next up is going to be ambient display. You have always on if you want it, and then of course you have the ambient display bottom view. I have it disabled. You can enable it if you want. You can just have battery percentage, brief weather info, stuff like that. I don't use ambient display. I don't like something showing up and letting other people see it as it's showing up. It's just, again, intrusive to me. I turn it off. Then you have your ambient music ticker. If you want to have that enabled as well, you can also turn that on too. So next up is going to be interface, and this is something that I like. So I'm going to take a little bit of time going over this. All right, first up is expanded desktop. Of course, if you turn that on, you can pick and choose all of the apps that you actually want to be included in the expanded desktop. Next up is going to be themes. This is the part that I like. Under style, this is the normal stuff you would normally see in an Oreo ROM. I have it set on light just for you guys, but the way I run it is I go to dark, and it's going to switch over to dark. And I run the accent to these neon colors down here, and it's not showing really good on here. I'm going to turn the brightness down so it does, but I go with either neon orange or neon pink. I'm going to go with the pink, and I'm also going to drop my brightness down so you guys can see what it actually looks like. So that's the color that it actually looks like right there. And if I would go with I could go with the neon orange, and see, now that actually looks like what it does on the phone. If I switched over to neon orange, of course everything would change to that. I think though for the rest of the video I want to have it set to a light. That way you guys can see it better. I've had some complaints, for some that they don't like me showing it in the dark mode. But we're going to go ahead and go back to the white to finish this out. But I wanted you guys to see that you could change the style in the dark mode to gray or black. And I love it that they gave us that option to go with black, because this does have a screen where if you run black, you are going to save a ton of battery life on your device. So let's go back. We're going to go into fonts. You can a plethora of fonts to choose from. I love the fact that they did this. It's awesome. This is one of those little custom touches that just makes a ROM great. And the more, the better. You could have a font each day and just, for the whole month. That's how many are there. You have your Android PQS or Android Pie QS tiles if you want. I do have that switched on. Blur settings. Again, I love this custom feature. As you guys can see, I have them changed. This is like a dark purple, like a gray blue, and a dark green. You can change them if you want, and I have everything ticked on for blur. I like blur. It's a feature that should be in every ROM. I think it should come out in all the stock ROMs, to be honest with you. You can change your font size and display size. I actually have it at larger. We're going to go to default so you guys can see what it looks like at default. There it is. I'm going to go back. Well, we'll leave it there. I am running default font size though. And I guess you can see it there. I'm going to go back to a larger display size though, just for the video. There we go. And let's see, there's your framework values, notification shade tint, just all kinds of interface settings. Let's go to the lock screen. You have your lock screen widgets, your style, analog. I have it set at analog, but you can go just all kinds of really cool stuff here. Let me analog adventures, or Avengers. So now if I go to the lock screen, that would be the clock that you have with that now. So it's pretty cool. I like that they give you a lot of features like that. You can change your clock font size. You have your date widget, date style, you know, font options again, sizes, just all kinds of features and, you know, custom goodies added in. Quite a few for the lock screen, more than a lot actually. A lot of the ROMs out. I was really surprised at how many custom features this had in it. Next up is going to be your recents. You do have your clear all button, your deep clear all location. They do give you the 6 positions to choose from, actually 5 and none. Show memory bar, thank you very much. Lock task, dismiss task, recent style. You have your button style, you know, you can choose from there, you know, all you want. I actually have the sequential cubes, see? So let's go ahead and go back into that and make sure that that's chosen. Your custom recent style, animate fab, floating button animation, I have it on rotation. And then colors, you can change the colors of your recents panel. I changed the background color and the clear all icon and the memory bar. That's all I changed. And let's see, you can choose an icon pack if you have any chosen. I'll go ahead and pick one since I do have some chosen. I'm running Nova Launcher. When I'm done, I'm going to show you what apps come as Flash. Next up, you have immersive recents. I have mine running full screen. Show clock, show date, you know, layout, hidden apps recents. You have your slim recents if you want to run with that. And there's also Omni. Man, this is going to be a long video. All right, next up is notifications. Your notification lights. You have your battery light. Of course, you can change that around. Notification lights. Get in there and change that around if you want. I don't really mess with that. Blinking on call. This is your flashlight blinking whenever you get a call. I like that. No, actually, this is not. Yeah, this is your flashlight blinking on call. I like that. You get a phone call and you're across the room. You notice your flash going off on your phone and you forgot you had your phone volume turned down. You know you get a phone call. I love this feature. You have your notification behavior. You know, quite a few options underneath there. Heads up. Thank you for letting me be able to shut that off. I hate heads up. It's so intrusive. I know I say that on every video, but there you go. In-call vibration options. Under miscellaneous, you have your show notification count, kill app back button, and of course your toast icon. Next up is going to be sound. This is basic sound settings that you have under your normal settings, but it does have a few extras in here. Let me straighten that out a little bit. Camera shutter sound, you have your screenshot sound, safe headset volume, you can shut that off, which I did. Smart sound launch music app on the headset connection, and then you have your smart notification sounds, and vibration if screen is on. And remember, guys, I don't listen to music on my phone. That's why I don't comment a lot about music and things like that. I just don't use that, just so you know. Next up is events. Enable event service. You don't have to have that on if you don't want. These are the settings for that if you guys want to play around with that. I think I have it on. I don't really mess with it too much. I haven't changed any of the settings in here, but again, there are the settings that you have for that. Next up is going to be animations. Quite a few animations. You have your screen off animation. I wish we could actually turn that off. That would be awesome. I know back in the older days, you know, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, you know, stuff like that. You could actually turn those off, which was great. But apparently anymore that you can't. System animations, quite a few to choose from. List view animations. This is if you want to have like the wave or whatever when you're scrolling through lists. Quick setting tile animations. I do use these. I use rotate and fast and linear. And then you have your miscellaneous animation. You can disable all animations if you want. Toast animation and scrolling cache and then scrolling modifiers. This is one I do use. The only settings I change is I go all the way up to 2000 and then I just click back to save that. And that's about it for animations. I'm just checking to make sure we're still clear. Weather's up next. These are your service settings. Get in there, change. You want to make sure that you pick a good service provider. I go with Yahoo because it gives me the ability to choose a custom location and it will actually put it in. Sometimes open doesn't work for me as well. Let's see. Lock screen, weather, location, condition icon, weather style, all that's there. Temperature font, you can actually make it bigger or smaller if you want. I do remember seeing it in the status bar too, if I remember correctly. Let me see if we can find it. And I don't see it now. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, status bar. And I have it set, display only temp with scale. And I still can't get it to come up with a temperature. So I'm probably doing something wrong. But, that's another setting for that. Next up is going to be your buttons. Volume keys. If you guys want to mess with your volume keys, there you go. I don't touch my volume keys. I leave them. All I use my volume buttons for are to raise and lower the volume. That's about it. Power menu. Not a lot of options in the power menu. I'd love to see, like screen record and, a lot more features. This is the feature I use a lot. I go to my power button for almost everything. It's quick. But I get it. LOS is not known for having a lot of custom features in the power menu. Long press power button for torch and then automatically turn off torch. So if you have that on, this gives you a time frame. I usually have mine set for 1 minute so I don't burn my battery up if it goes off in my pocket and I didn't know about it. Up next, navigation bars. You have your navigation bar turn off or on. Tap to sleep. Navigation mode. Right here, you can have default smart bar or fling. I go smart bar. I'm not going to go through all the settings on that. You guys have seen all my NuGet ROMs. I went through those settings for you and explained them. I recommend that you go back and watch one of those videos. It will explain it all and how to set that up. Let's see. Gestures are up next. You have your Pi if you want to run with Pi. I'm not actually this time, but from what I read, it does work very well. Edge gestures. Again, I don't use edge gestures, but again, everything I'm reading in the threads say that it's working great. App circle bar. I used to use this a lot. I don't use it anymore, but I'm glad that they include it. Gesture anywhere. If you guys are into that, there's that. And you have your screen gestures, which use swipe up gestures for navigations instead of the ones we have here. Well, you actually changed that. I'll show you where we changed that later on. Okay, next up, fingerprint. These are the settings if you guys use a fingerprint. IME settings. You have your selector notification, advanced, disable full screen keyboard, all that. Again, it's there. I'm glad they have it. Battery saving mode. A lot of settings in there. Guys, it's like I said, this ROM is just packed with settings. All right, let me see. We were screen now. You can enable screen stabilization. You have your smart pixels if you guys are into that. I don't mess with smart pixels. By the way, guys, as a side note, I am running with 8 cores. I've never had to shut 4 cores off. I didn't get that boot loop of death. No, system was up next. Show CPU information. You have your advanced restart, system app remover, and then your chooser activity blacklist. Miscellaneous is up next. Full screen alarm, media scanner, behave on boot. Then you have your USB plug. A lot of these you see in your developer options, but they do have them in here. It's cool that they have them as an option in the custom settings. under Trust. If you guys use that, these are your settings for Trust, Privacy Guard, all that's in there. Whoops, let me go back there again. I ticked something on that I didn't want. No, I didn't. Here we go. All right, and last but not least is About, which is going to tell you about Havoc OS, the team, the developers. I suggest going through here and looking at that. Check out, you know, the individual or the official devices, all the links for your changelog. If you run this every day as your daily driver, consider donating to them. That helps pay for the server costs and, you know, and all kinds of things. So, you guys know me. I highly recommend donating to developers. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't have these awesome custom ROMs. I'm not going to go through display, sound, and all the other things I normally do because it's basically the same as all the other custom ROMs. And basically that's it, guys. I think I've taken enough of your time. This is Havoc OS. I did want to show you guys quickly. Go to Gallery. These are screenshots. I wanted to show you, no, I didn't want that. I wanted to show you what it came flashed on right here. These are the apps that come with it as flashed. This is just with, I think I flashed the Nano package. No, I flashed Micro with this, and this is what was flashed. I'm not having any problems with any of the Google apps. I did load Google Games and Calendar. It's all working. Not Google Games. Play Games is working, and Calendar is working. Everything's working great. Camera, I did want to show you. I did take some pictures with it, just so you guys can see. It's really takes nice pictures. I forgot just how nice the camera is on this device. I'm going to scroll in here. You guys will be able to see stones in my driveway, individual stones from the camera on this. I mean, it's just outstanding. And I did test the video. I'm going to get to that. And I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else, guys. Phone calls worked, texting worked, MMS, everything worked on this. I had no problems with it. I'm actually going to probably pull the SIM card out of my Pixel, throw it back in this, and keep running it. I want to do some more testing on the kernel I'm running. I don't want to post a link to the kernel yet. I'm actually thinking about doing a video on the kernel that I'm running on this, a review for that. And that's about it. I can't think of anything else. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. Guys, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification icon next to subscribe so that you get all of my videos whenever I release them. I just had a giveaway video with over 1775 subscribers. 128 people watched the video, and less than 30 people actually commented and got in the drawing. So, you know, you got to hit that notification bell in order to watch all my videos. So, guys, I just want to thank all of you. You're awesome, and I will see you on the next one.